of the Opera is there inside my mind. Who has heard the song? Yes! And who's been to the musical? Last December at the Toll Dome in Taipei. Now, this is the signature song of my favorite musical, The Phantom of the Opera. And thanks to COVID-19, last May, a film version of this musical, the 25th anniversary, was made free online by Andrew Lloyd Webber, the creator, as an effort to fundraise for actors who are out of the job because of COVID-19. And since May last year, I have watched the musical and listened to the music score for continuous 50 days. 50 days, every day, for 2 hours. To the point I can remember every song. I can sing the lyrics, and I know every scene in that musical. Now, in case you don't know the musical, it's a story about the Phantom, a musical genius with a deformed face who lives underneath an opera house, and Kristen, a young ballerina with a gift of voice that was discovered by the Phantom, who teaches her how to sing, and was so in love with her that he would force her to marry him by force if necessary. Now, the beauty of the story is that even though the Phantom is violent and he kills people, at the end of the musical, you actually sympathize with this man who received no kindness from this world because of his deformed face. And yet, when Kristen showed him some compassion, he evolves into a better human being. That speaks to the humanity and potential of how we could change. Inspiring story, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, the music and the lyric were marvelous masterpieces. The words, the cadence, the metaphors, the juxtapositions. And the songs in the musical were stand-alone pieces, work of art. A lot of them make the billboards. Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again, Phantom of the Opera. Past the point of no return. It's no wonder that this musical is one of the most well-known and longest-running musicals in the entire world. If they get to perform this year, it will be the 35th year since its debut in 1986. Now, for me, what impressed me the most were the actors, because I watched them 50 times on the screen. And it's filmed. I could see their faces, their expressions, their gestures, and how they pass on the emotions from one person to the next, and how they change in different scenes. I was most impressed with Kristen and the range of emotions that she shows on stage. She began as a shy ballerina who gets a chance to sing, and she blossomed into a confident singer on stage. She misses her dead father, who was crying in the graveyard, but she was determined to let go of the past. And she was that flamboyant young maiden who deserves love, something more than love. Now, the range of emotion that she displayed were astounding. And it draws my attention to how limiting my own rainbow was. You see, at a table topic contest last year, the question was, if you were a color, what would you be? And my answer was blue. Not only because it's the color of the sky and the ocean, but because it brings me calm and peace. When I was taking acting class a few years ago, the role that I got casted were always that of the working woman. Always. A hard-working, organized, determined working woman. I was never the fragile girlfriend who gets dumped. Or the kind mother of three. Or the grouchy old shopkeeper who scolds at everyone. No. I was always the career woman. So, blue, peace, calm, career woman. That's my rainbow. That's it. Where's my red? Where's my green? Can I not be a passionate lover? Or a mischievous gangster? Or a stubborn tree hugger? Deep down inside, I know I can. I mean, every one of us can. Remember when we were younger? We were happy one moment, playing with others, and then we started crying the other because someone took our cookies. Remember that? Every one of us is capable of those emotions. But when we started to grow up and want to be the career woman, we forgot those connections and those emotions. I want to reconnect with those emotions. But how? Watch Phantom of the Opera. What inspired me from the Phantom of the Opera is that, oh, I can be that. It's the awareness that you could do that because Kristen can. And when there's a will, there's a way. And for me, that begins with reconnecting with myself. That's a little vague. But in reality, it just means that spending more time with myself. Like when you go to the loo, sit a little bit longer. When you wake up in the morning, don't get off the bed. Spend a few seconds with yourself. Or before you go to bed. And as I connect with myself, I start to notice the little things, or little desires, or little things I like to do. And I begin to try out different new outfits, like more dresses and skirts and colors. I begin to try to talk to different friends and share different stories. And even on Toastmaster stages, I try to be a different presenter every time, like singing to you today. I'm not there yet, but I know I'm making strides. Because I want to be someone who's a little bit more multidimensional. Someone who radiates a rainbow of color. Now that's a more interesting life than just one color. Don't you think? Contest master.